So this time for story time, we're not actually going to be reading a story, we're going to be reading a non-fiction book. So that means that it's a book full of facts, so things that are true rather than a story, but it ties in really nicely to the story of the very hungry caterpillar. So we're going to be having a look at my little book of life cycles, and the one we're going to be looking at today is the life cycle of a frog. So the first page is, what is a life cycle? The way that animals begin life, grow and have babies is called a life cycle. When an animal begins its life, we say it is hatched or it has been born. Young animals eat, grow and explore the world. When chicks hatch, they are small and fluffy. They look very different from adult chickens, you can see here. And so this is an example of a life cycle, but you've already done this one, so we're going to have a look at a slightly different one. We're going to look at the story of a frog. A frog is an amphibian. It spends part of its life in water and part of its life on land. Female frogs lay eggs in the spring. Inside each egg is a new tadpole is growing. Amphibians lay their eggs in water, and after a few weeks the eggs hatch. So this is a lovely picture of the eggs hatching. Tiny tadpoles. Tadpoles are tiny when they hatch, but they grow very quickly. A frog spends the first 2 stages of its life in the water. Each tadpole has a long tail which it uses to swim. It has feathery gills on either side of its head. These allow the young tadpole to breathe underwater. At first, tadpoles eat small water plants. Later, they will eat pond animals. Tadpoles grow faster when they live in warm water with plenty of food. The big change. When they are about 7 weeks old, tadpoles begin to change into frogs. First they grow back legs, then a few weeks later their gills disappear. When they swim to the surface to breathe air, their tails begin to shrink and the front legs begin to grow. So the tadpole's back legs begin to grow, then its front legs, and then the tail grows shorter. By the time it is 12 weeks old, the tiny frog is about 3 centimetres long. Tadpoles are called froglets as soon as the tail disappears. Adult frogs spend most of their time on land. They hunt for insects, slugs and worms. Frogs hibernate in the winter when there is little food to eat and the weather is cold. Male tree frogs croak loudly. I think this is a picture here of a male tree frog. In spring, frogs return to the pond where they were born. Soon the story of the life cycle will begin again. So that's the story of frog life cycle. I hope you enjoyed that. It was nice seeing you. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.